just finished a full day of doing transfers, and I don't recommend it. So I got a call. Yeah, it must have been Tuesday. Yeah, it would have been Tuesday. So I got a call from my dispatcher. I originally had planned on picking up a unit, bringing it up to Green Bay, which is kind of a farther run for me. And he asked if I could do some lot transfers, basically pick up at the manufacturer, bring it to our storage lot, because end of the month they want them all out. So I guess one of the guys that was gonna do it, his truck broke down, and there was just a lot of units to move. So I said, yeah, that's no problem. You know, I like to help out when I can, type of thing. So I went ahead and said I would do it. I got back late last night, like 10 o'clock, so I couldn't leave right away. It was a little bit before 10, I think, but either way, I took off in the morning when I could leave after my shift reset. Came right down to Shipshewana and picked up the unit that I was supposed to bring to Green Bay. I just picked it up and brought it to our storage lot, and then I went to Coachman, grabbed a couple there, and I ended up going to Jayco and grabbing, I think in total I transferred about 6 units. The pay, it really doesn't work out. Like, you're not doing it for the money. Maybe some other transport companies, you could probably do it, make some money. Like, you know, if they have like some of the bigger companies, like say Indiana Transport and stuff, like I think they have multiple lots that they go to. We only have the one, and it's in Elkhart. So when you're picking up like from Shipshewana or Middlebury, it's a good like 25-30 minute drive after you get it to go to our storage lot. So you're really only getting like one unit every hour, 15 minutes is probably accurate. By the time you drive to the manufacturer from our storage lot and get the paperwork, get hooked up, and then drive back to the storage lot, drop, and go back again, it's like an hour, 15 minutes, because it's about 25, depending on where you're going. Like Jayco's probably like 25 minutes, and Coachman's probably about 30. So, you know, and then when I was going to Shipshewana, it was even further. So, you know, that was probably an extra, I think it was 5 miles farther, so it was probably like an extra 5-10 minutes, I would guess, each way. And then, you know, like from Coachman, I think, to Elkhart, where our lot is, I want to say it was like 19 miles, and then it's probably a few less to go from Jayco. So really, I mean, like, and you're pulling trailers, you know, half the time, so you're probably burning through 2 to 3 gallons of fuel, you know, depending on what you're pulling every single run. So you can kind of account for about $10 in fuel, and then, you know, you can work it from there. So they pay, I think I want to say it's $30 a transfer. I got to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 30. Could be 35. I don't know. But you could do the math. Like, it's not worth it. By the time you pay for fuel and stuff like that, you're probably lucky to make like $20 an hour, if that. You know, and that's a little less probably than that, because like I said, it's kind of far. Like, you're not, you know, unless everything goes exactly right, you're probably not getting done within that hour window, and you know, you're probably getting 2 like every 2.5 hours. So it definitely would make more sense to hook up the unit and just go. towards your destination. Like, you know, I could have done a delivery today to, say, like Slinger that paid $500 and been home at the same time. You know, instead of making like $200. The only benefit was I had to deadhead anyway. Like, so I'm bringing a unit home with me. And my dispatcher, like, he was super appreciative that I was doing it. Like, he's like, you can, you know, pick whatever unit you want, bring it home. He's like, I don't care if you deliver it now or next week or whatever. He's like, you know, he's just happy that I was helping out. So I grabbed a unit to bring home. I messed up on that too, though. Like, I was looking through the paperwork and I ended up coming home with a 29 footer. I meant to grab like a 20 footer because I'm gonna tuck it in my driveway for at least tomorrow, and probably deliver it on Friday. So it would have been nice to just tuck like a 20 footer away versus like this 29 footer, but it'll be fine. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, my point is, don't do lot transfers unless you're just doing it like I was doing it, where you're trying to help out. Because if you're doing it for money, there's no money in the lot transfers. Like I said, if you're working for a company and, like, let's say it's a bigger company and they have a lot strategically placed, you know, right in Middlebury next to Jayco or something, and it's a 5-minute run back and forth, you know, you can make some good, like, some decent money doing that. Like, if you can do 2 units in an hour, you know, you're probably making, after fuel expense and stuff, because it's obviously you're not driving as far, you could probably make like $50 an hour. But to do it the way that, for the company that I'm doing it for, our storage lot, we just have the one, and it's just too far from where you pick up from. At least where I was picking up today, like, there is some manufacturing in Elkhart there that, you know, that might have worked out where it would have just been a 5-mile run. But like, you know, the bulk of our units are coming out of like Jayco and Coachman, so those are in Middlebury. Most of the time, you know, we're only really using this storage lot at month's end when we have, you know, units that haven't gotten moved yet. Otherwise, typically I'm picking up from the manufacturer and just going straight to wherever I'm delivering. And then, you know, like I said, at the end of the month, we'll start moving them into the storage lot. Beginning of the month, I'll be pulling from the storage lot, so we're getting them out of there. And then, you know, by the second week or so in the month, I'm picking back up at the manufacturers. So I prefer to pick up at our storage lot because Elkhart is a little bit closer to my house. So I save like 15-20 minutes there. And it's just a quicker process because, you know, it's just one lot. Go in, you know what you're looking for, paperwork's in the unit, sign it out, you're out of there. Versus like going to, say, Coachman or something where they've got multiple lots and you got to pick up and find your unit. And then, like today when I was picking up the 2 Coachmans to deliver to our storage lot, they didn't have a location on them. So they were like, well, it could be in this location, could be over here, could be over here. So I was driving around looking for these things, so it was taking more time. But yeah, that's just the point of the video. Like I said, I did it to help out, kind of be a team player. But I don't believe there's any money in it unless it's the ideal situation where you can do, you know, at minimum 2 per hour. Otherwise, it makes more sense. Even doing 2 per hour, it probably still makes more sense to hook up and just go deliver the unit. So, if you've ever done lot transfers, I'd be interested to hear your opinion on it. You know, and the company you work for, is it set up a little bit differently where you can actually make money doing it? Or are you kind of running all over like I was today? Because I put on like 250 miles just running back and forth doing lot transfers. So luckily I was getting pretty good fuel mileage doing it. I think I only burned like right around a quarter of a tank, but I mean that goes into it as well as like, you know, I spent $35 or whatever on fuel to make a couple $100, like it, you know, but like I said, I had to drive out here, so I don't count the deadhead, you know, hours towards what I made today because I'm leaving with a unit. So even if I was going here to pick up my unit, I would have had to drive here, and then I would have had to drive at least past my house anyways. So, you know, call it 5 hours of the day would have happened no matter what. So it's just the other 5 hours or so that I was there. Trying to think how by the time I get home, it'll be like a 13-hour day with the break and everything in there. 5 of those hours are counted for picking up a unit anyways, so 8-hour day. I ended up making about $25 an hour, not counting my fuel costs, so you kind of figure that out. It's not great. Probably once you figure out fuel costs, it's about $20 an hour is what I made. On a positive note, my battery was working fine today, so that's good, but it also throws me for a loop. I tossed it on the charger last night for like, I don't know, 10 hours. It wasn't even showing full, and yeah, I don't know. I can't pinpoint what's going on with the stupid battery, because the last couple times it killed it as soon as I tried to power the jack. This time it powered the jack multiple times, no problem. So I don't know. Might be something with the truck, I don't know. I think the second time I did it, I didn't have the 7-way plugged in until after I powered the jack. So I'm almost wondering if the fuse that I blew in the truck that I'm still trying to chase down, I wonder if when I plug in the 7-way, it's killing the power to the jack. I don't know if that's possible, but could be.